Hello everyone, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3 5th edition. We're here with Lana, the Gnome Bard, and we are live on the beach. Now, there's nothing new over here that I can see, so we're just going to carry on down the way. So you'll notice that I always open with Baldur's Gate 3 5th edition, and that is because I add extra rules and limitations on my gameplay to more closely match the tabletop experience. So if you're ever confused about anything, there is a list down in the description of most of the rules I'm trying to follow. But for now, here's Shadowheart. Now, I'm a curious little gnome, so I'm going to reach for that artifact, I think. Gnomes like to tinker, they're clever, they're resourceful. Don't know why their hands look so big, though.
What are you doing?
Checking to see if you were alive.
I'm alive, yes. Thank you for the concern. And speaking of, how are we alive?
Well, we didn't get caught, so that's good. Perhaps it was some dramatically timed divine intervention.
The divine tend to keep their interventions close to the chest. Though, I suppose it's not impossible.
You have any idea where we are?
No, I don't recognize this place. But anything's an improvement on where we just came from. First things first, we need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads.
Shall we stay together then?
We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. I can't think of better company.
Is it me, or does the sound of her vocalizations not match her lip movements at the moment?
One thing, just before we go. I wanted to thank you again for freeing me. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't. I'll remember that. Lead the way.
Alright, click on a portrait to control the character, drag portraits apart to split the party.
I'm ready.
So we now have Shadowheart with a full taskbar, as opposed to previously when we met where she did not.
Is that blood?
Now,
no, never mind.
here's an important thing about Shadowheart. Shadowheart's strength is 12, which is a +1, and her dexterity is a 14, which is a +2. She is currently equipped with a mace, which is a strength-based bludgeoning weapon. So when we roll attack rolls, we will roll a d20 plus proficiency +1. Whereas if we had a finesse weapon, we would roll a d20 plus proficiency +2. So we want to change this out as soon as we realistically can. So,
Let's get going.
do we have anything for Shadowheart? We do not currently have any daggers or anything of the like, but we will keep an eye out. For now, we are headed along the beach.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Still not used to all of this new UI since I didn't get to play the Barbarian patch, so I apologize. If there's anything that I'm missing about the UI that I really should be utilizing, please do let me know in comments down below.
Here, I hope.
But we're just going to take a bunch of fish. We should have
Put up a fight by the looks of it.
supply packs, 40 camp supplies. So in order to take a long rest, we need to be at a campsite and then use
That fate on anyone.
a sufficient amount of resources in order to achieve that long rest. So we're going to collect things like food, ration packs,
Fresh water. There must be a settlement somewhere nearby.
things that we might need. Another fish. A fish head and a fish tail. I'll leave the head. It's only worth 1 camp supplies. A perfumed letter. Normally this doesn't really lead to much, but you never know now that we have a bard. Sigh, I love you. There, I said it, and if you meet me tomorrow, I'll say it again and again and keep saying it till we're old and grey. So let's do it. Let's go to Baldur's Gate. I know it's risky, but so is staying here. The last few months have been hard, but they're always a little easier when you're there. Leave your boat and meet me at the hill overlooking the old bridge. Bring whatever you can carry. We'll make do without the rest. Don't be late. Love, Anna. Well, they're having a bad time, aren't they? We're just going to keep pillaging everything that we can find on this beach because, hey, these folks don't need it now that they're dead. There is a thieves tool. We will give that to Shadowheart since... Actually, what is our dexterity? Is our dexterity... Yeah, 15. But... Show me skills. Sleight of hand +2.
Whatever comes.
Sleight of hand +4. So, for now, Shadowheart would be the better person to be taking hold of
No time to rest.
lockpicks and the like, but I imagine we'll find somebody who's even better skilled for it soon.
Time to press ahead.
We've got more dead intellect devourers. And just up here, we have more living intellect devourers. So, let's see what we can do about that.
Cautious.
I'm ready. Whatever it takes.
Everyone cautious. And we can just pop in a little ranged attack over there. So we have disadvantage because they're currently outside our normal range, but we have advantage from hiding, so it works out at just a straight roll.
What do we have here?
Right, they are surprised.
One strike could be lethal.
Shadowheart needs to get into this fight, though. Okay, yeah, that was my mistake. So,
So much for peace.
we are going to take our shot. Let's move in
These boots have
a
seen
little,
everything.
because we want to be within the standard range of our weapon. And there is a crit hit. This is a hand crossbow doing 1d6 +2, rather than a light or a heavy crossbow. They were surprised on the initial round of combat.
Moving.
Now they are able to take their action. 10 HP left. I don't really want to use one of my 2 spell slots just yet, although we are about to level up, so... Let's just hope this goes well.
Intended!
It did not go well. We could cast a healing word. Does she have 16 wisdom? She does. Because we used a cantrip as our main action, we can use a bonus action spell slot with a leveled spell.
Take you.
So we'll keep Lana up.
Can't even catch my breath.
See if we can stab this thing. We can, but it's not dead yet. They get a critical miss, which is good for us. Let's try and mace them. And critical misses go both ways.
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
There's 5 damage, which makes me really grateful that earlier on we did do that healing word.
See right well. Perhaps our survival isn't such a distant prospect.
And there is our level 2. So resting has moved down here rather than being up on the compass, I see. That is good to know. But over here we have a button to level up. So let's start with Lana.
Not as bad as it could have. At least things have stayed interesting.
We don't need to... Oh, it's up there. There you go. I was about to say, you don't need to long rest, do we? Through experience, you acquire new power. Maximum hit points is now 17. Class features, we get another level 1 spell slot. We've unlocked Jack of all trades. Your vast experiences make you likely to succeed in any undertaking. Add half of your proficiency bonus rounded down to ability checks that you are not proficient in. We also have Song of Rest. Soothe those around you with your craft. You and your allies are revitalized as though you would have taken a short rest. Takes an action. I assume we get one of those per long rest or something. And we can choose a new spell. Let's see, what do we want? There's not a whole lot of stuff here that I feel really empowered to get early. And I'm going to take it we can't prepare spells because we are a bard. So we get to pick our spells and then have to keep it that way. Charm Person seems kind of like an appropriate thing for a bard, except I'm really bad at knowing when to actually use it. Although, that said, they now have spells during conversations that can be used. So let's take Charm Person. That'll be fine. We also have the opportunity to replace one spell that we know, but we're not going to take that. And we are ready to go. Shadowheart. You're level 2. We get our first level spell slot as well. A use of Channel Divinity. Turn Undead. Present your holy symbol and pray. Each undead that can see or hear you is forced to use its action to flee from you until it takes damage. But they can make a wisdom save to resist that. And we get Invoke Duplicity as a class action feature. Summon an illusion to distract your enemies. You and your allies receive advantage on attack rolls against a creature if both the attacker and the illusion are within 10 feet of it. And we have a chance to change our prepared spells, which is good because we want Guiding Bolt, Inflict Wounds, Bless, Cure Wounds, and Healing Word, I think. We can change those every time that we take a long rest, but I'll take this opportunity at level up.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Right, we are now slightly injured, but looking better. Yeah, you'll see in the rules I do have only changed prepared spells on long rest, but I grant myself the exception on level up. So, we just took a dagger. We're going to give that to Shadowheart.
Let's get on with it.
And then Shadowheart here, do we see her attack modifier? There it is, +3. We give her this dagger, that becomes +4. So now we do 1d4 +2 instead of 1d6 +1, which is fine by me.
Can't give up now.
Then there's another abducted commoner over here. You have anything for us? No, you don't. And Mangled Fisher, how about you? Just a fish. Sure thing. So I know there is another brain back here we need to deal with. Let's try and get some high ground. And we have been engaged. Let's... Is it a bonus action to jump still? We don't have enough movement to get up there, unfortunately. We only have 25 feet. So I think we're just going to have to move in slightly to get an appropriate attack. And we're missing so many crits today.
Can't afford to let up.
Shadowheart. We could Guiding Bolt here. We don't really need to, though, when they've got 9 HP. They fail their dex save, take 5 damage. They spend their action to dash to us because they don't have a ranged attack, which opens up our opportunity for attacks. Good.
Got to keep fighting.
And here, we can stab with a dagger. That's gone very smoothly.
What's inside?
There's a chest up here. Long resting, I understand. Thank you. Some basic poison. Another dead mind flare. Void bulb and a spiked bulb.
Swift
And
as
then
my feet can carry me.
down here we have an abducted nobleman that we expect to have slightly better stuff on them. Oh, would you look at that? We've got gold, we've got a chicken egg, a silver locket, and a rapier. Now, that is a finesse weapon. We are already equipped with one, and Shadowheart, being a cleric, is not going to be proficient in rapiers. We can check over here. Do we see a full list of proficiencies? Simple weapons this character is proficient with. This character is not proficient with any martial weapons, and this is, I believe, a martial weapon indeed. So we'll give that back to Lana for now. My intent going through this campaign, since we have this bard who is hopefully going to be very convincing and well spoken and able to do a lot with their words, I'm going to attempt to try and get through as many encounters as possible by talking our way out first before resulting to violence. That seems like a good way to roleplay this situation.
What's hiding here?
Yeah, we have another Thieves' Tools. A salami. I will take a salami, thank you. And then Shadowheart. Try lockpicking this. So we have +2 dex, +2 from sleight of hand, and we can use the guidance spell. So this is a cantrip. We can cast it freely whenever we like, and so this will give us a 1d4 bonus on ability checks. But I don't like to use this in conversations with other characters, particularly ones that may be considered strangers or hostile, because if I was having a conversation face to face with you, and then you saw me go, I'm going to make myself magically persuasive, you wouldn't like that very much during a conversation, and so I think it's kind of a mess to use it during conversations like that. I even forgot to click it now, but it's fine. This was only a DC 5 check. But yeah, so during regular combat, or regular conversations rather, I will not be using guidance as a spell manipulator. Leather helmet gives +1 on dexterity saving throws. We're going to give that to Lana. I think she's going to look very fancy in that hat, but I'm a big fan of the blue hair, so let's hide that visual for now. And then we'll carry on up our way. Oh look, who is this over here on the road? Let's see if we can have a lovely conversation with them, as we are a travelling bard of good repute.
I've got one of those brain things cornered. There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
Yeah, I'm always up for putting on a show. Stand back, weary wanderer.
Can you see it?
I'll have its head. It's a joke because it's only a brain and legs. Right, we failed a passive perception check.
Shh. Not a sound. Not if you want to keep that darling neck of yours. And you, keep your distance. No need for this to get messy.
I need her alive. Stow that blade, or I'll show you just how messy things can get.
Promises, promises. But I have other business, I'm afraid. Now, I saw you on the ship, didn't I? Nod?
I will gently nod.
Splendid. And now you're going to tell me exactly what you and those tentacled freaks did to me.
What the hells are you talking about?
Don't play dumb, you little...
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm.
I can see the pores in her cheeks.
What was that? What's going on?
Persuasion. We are a charismatic person as well. DC 10 is fine. And we can give ourselves advantage by using the Charm Person spell. But I think we'll be fine. Yes. Thanks for not killing me.
You're not one of them. They took you. Just the same as me. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies.
Glad to see that we're all caught up now.
Indeed we are. Please, allow me to introduce myself. My name's Astarion. I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me.
Oh yes, that's where I was from as well.
Is that so? We clearly move in different circles.
It's a big place.
So, do you know anything about these worms?
I know that I don't want it in my head.
No. Of that much we can be certain. These worms are already affecting me. I can feel it. Now, what to do about it?
Do you have a plan?
Well, getting out of here for a start. Then finding anyone who knows about these worms. I need an expert. Someone who knows how to control these things.
How about some company for the road?
You know, I was ready to go this alone. But maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea. And you seem like a useful person to know. All right. I accept. Lead on.
And then there were 3.
What now?
So we obviously get to do our level 1, level 2 stuff with Astarion. So Astarion is now a level 2 rogue. Through experience, you acquire new power. You gain the following traits. Hit point maximum 17 and cunning action dash, cunning action disengage. Still don't have cunning action hide, which is kind of annoying. Now, what do we have expertise in? Expertise has automatically been put into stealth. That's fine. It was always going to be stealth or sleight of hand as a preference. He currently has a dagger and a short bow. Well,
looking ahead,
we can upgrade him from that dagger with this rapier.
Keep your distance, darling.
Astarion is a rogue, so they are proficient with finesse weapons and very good with ranged weapons as well. You can see his dexterity is 17, meaning he rolls a +3 on his ability checks. He's got some padded leather armor, which gives disadvantage on stealth rolls, which is not ideal. But otherwise, we've got plenty to be working with.
road ahead.
So, great big carcass of a burning ship. And there's a scared boar back here somewhere.
Another step forward.
Where is it? That annoyed Lana, which is interesting. Honestly, I thought I was controlling Lana, but these things happen. I must have been controlling Lana, unless I was controlling Astarion, but we made a ranged attack. I don't know, to be honest. It's fine. Oh, it'll be the boar's attitude towards Lana went down. Obviously. They are dashing at us, but not charging us. That would involve us being hurt. So the boar is now within 5 feet of Shadowheart, so we should be able to strike with a rapier and get sneak attack damage. Have a look over here. We did 11 piercing damage. 1d8 plus 3 is 11. I guess it died before the sneak attack damage occurred, perhaps. But we get plenty of supplies for our bellies.
Have a lot on my mind.
And we shall carry on.
In it.
Now, something that I do need to do
Should get some rest. I need to keep sharp.
is take more long rests, because things happen socially between the party very often when resting around the campfire.
They're trying
But
to dig somebody out of the wreckage.
if you're well versed in the game like I am, you can get through a lot of the conversations.
They had any sense.
You can get through a lot of encounters without needing a lot of long rests.
Get her out of there!
Don't die! Don't die! Don't die!
The person they're trying to save is the creature from the ship. Still alive, but wounded.
Let's roll our persuasion check, as we are trying to get out of things without needing to use violence, and we will use charm person here. So that gives us advantage. We roll 2 d20s and take the higher result. 8 and 2 and 2 only makes 12, unfortunately.
Your words fall on deaf ears. The creature's hold on them is too strong.
Monster! That's my daughter! She's dying! You did this! You want to kill her!
No, no, no. Alright then, well, this is happening. Stranded Fisher. We could probably get a good slash in there.
True.
There's one dead. This guy's got a short bow. That guy has some kind of small crossbow. They miss their attacks. Right. We have somewhere in here the hide bonus action. Try to conceal yourself. Hiding depends on your stealth and whether or not you are obscured. Attacking or casting spells reveals your location. So this is a bonus action. Rogues in 5th edition, as part of their cunning action, can bonus action hide. But with any other character, if I hide as a bonus action, I will be forfeiting my main action to do so. Question is, would there ever be anywhere here that we could hide and actually be hidden? And what is the range on our bow? We're right at the cusp of our range as is. We might as well try and hide.
They won't know what bit them.
We were a little bit too close to their range. It's fine. Let's go for the guy who has lower AC. That's gone great.
Time to move.
I won't give in.
And how about a cutting word? Not a cutting word. Vicious Mockery. They would have disadvantage on their next attack roll against us. Well, here's the thing. They have 5 HP. We can kill them with a good roll on this. It was close, but not quite. But then we do have a Shadow Heart.
Something convulses inside you. Your vision lurches sickeningly. You are one with your assailants. Your minds fuse together. They're frightened. Lost. The creature in the wreckage is forcing them to attack you, controlling them like puppets. Its voice shivers across your brain, seeking access, trying to bend your will to its bidding.
Alright, we're here with Shadowheart, who I think was at the top of the initiative order after one full round. Fortunately, she's a cleric, so she has a high wisdom save. Oh, it's a wisdom check rather than a wisdom saving throw, but still, we have +3. Good.
The presence in your mind gropes for purchase and finds the tadpole instead. You push back, taking advantage of a tremor of pain that cuts through the creature. As its influence wanes, your assailants lower their weapons, blinking in confusion.
The one that's still alive.
Where are we? There was fire in the sky and then... Oh God! My friends! What happened?
Yeah, about that. The monster was using you like a puppet.
God, I think you're right. It called out from the wreckage. It sounded just like my daughter. But she's been dead for years. That thing got into our heads, drove us mad. We wrecked our boat just trying to get close to it. What do I do now?
Just... Where are we, please?
We're nowhere. That's the point. Even with a boat, Baldur's Gate is days. Wait. You. I can feel you. Just like one of those things. You're one of them.
No. They abducted me, but we escaped.
There's something in your head. Please. I'll take my chances out here. Just don't hurt me anymore.
Alright, if you don't want to kill me, I don't want to kill you. But
Alright, what now?
Shadowheart clearly has something to say on the matter.
We just broke a Mind Flayer's hold over its victims. How is that possible? The tadpoles?
The Mind Flayers were already half dead. Perhaps it lost control?
No, our minds connected. I felt it surrender. We did this. We're probably changing already. We need to deal with these tadpoles while we still can.
Yes, that sounds like a good priority, doesn't it? We've got simple robes, a starfish. Striking in colour and shape, the 5-pointed creature is commonly found clinging to waterside rocks, worth 5 gold. Interesting. And we'll take another dagger. And then as for the Mind Flayer itself, it's still alive.
Monster. This is the thing that abducted you. You could end its life here and now, if only you didn't feel compassion. Compassion.
No, we should be furious right now.
Yes, you feel hate, and you deserve to be punished for it. You should be whipped, made to bow before this creature in shame. It's possessing your mind, forcing you to love it, but then the feeling slips. The creature's mind seems to focus elsewhere.
We're not very smart. We have +1 from Jack of all trades, which is half of our proficiency bonus, but
The monster lies exhausted.
we're just going to get our moment here.
Its eyes, wet orange pearls, radiate malice.
Close the eyes forever. Squish. Right.
Monster.
Very
Death
dead.
is too good for it.
I will take that void bulb from its corpse.
No
See
traps,
if these
please.
other fishermen had anything that we would like. A makeshift crossbow. Light two-handed crossbow. Astarion already has a short bow. See how the two compare.
How delicious.
1d6 plus 3. 1d4 plus 3. So the crossbow is certainly worse.
Still breathing, despite everything.
Right, let's go see if we can
Path lies
meet
before me.
one more member of our potential party before we finish the day, shall we? I'm going to try and jump over this fire here. I'm not interested in being burnt
Dead
today.
goblins over there. Worth checking for supplies, maybe.
Dead goblins, eh? Where? Shadowheart, what are you talking about? I swear I never find these goblins. Where are these goblins? There. Alright, well, we're going to come around this side first, I think. And you'll see there is another one of these ancient rune circles. Which is of interest to me, certainly. As is this man.
You're alive. That's unexpected. Last I saw you, you were lying in a crucible's worth of blood. An intellect devourer nibbling at your ear. Glad to see my eyes deceive me. I'm Gale. Well met.
I think he has gained a chest tattoo and an earring.
Very same. A traumatizing experience, if an instructive one.
Instructive.
Nautiloids are incredibly rare vessels, a mind flayer colony's most guarded secret, and a gift pack's greatest prize. Not to mention, you're staring at me like a Rashimi at a blackboard. You're no wizard, are you?
No, I'm not a wizard.
Pity. But that'll have to wait. The primary need now is a healer. I take it you recall the insertion of the parasite?
Oh yeah, it was unpleasant.
Are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it'll turn us into mind flayers? A process known as ceremorphosis? It is to be avoided. I assume you're no accomplished healer either. Powerful cleric, maybe?
I'm just an awfully good poet.
How splendid. Perhaps you can look over some of my own verse. At a more opportune moment, however. You and I are in a whole lot of trouble. We need help, and I'm not sure where we'll find it in this wilderness. How about we embark on the quest for a healer together?
That sounds grand.
Most excellent. Then, without further ado, let's be off. Besides, looks like you keep some interesting company. A woman with shadows for eyes, deep as the dark lake. Pleasure, madam.
Is it indeed? We'll see.
And so, Gale joins the party.
Your desire.
We can level them up to 2nd level as well. We need to pick a subclass of Evocation or Abjuration. Evocation focuses on damage spells, Abjuration on illusions. I think we'll take Evocation this time. So, Evocation Savant halves the cost of learning Evocation spells from spell scrolls. Learning these spells will only cost 25 gold per spell level. And Sculpt spells create pockets of safety within your evocation spells. Allies automatically succeed their saving throws and take no damage from these spells. That's good. Let's customize our spells. So this is 2 spells that we're going to put into our spell book. 2 spells that we want to learn. I've become a lot more fond of magic missiles through the course of my adventuring in Solasta. And are we able to cast this as a ritual yet? It doesn't seem so, but I do know that if we rest, the animal will stay with us. Other stuff that I wouldn't mind, Chromatic Orb is pretty good. Tasha's Hideous Laughter is an interesting one. Burning Hands would be good with our ability to have our heroes save, to carve pockets of safety within evocation spells. That's the sentence I wanted. So we'll just go as a great big damage dealing boy with Gale. And then we have choices of other spells to prepare for the day from the ones that come as standard. We should take Mage Armor. We'll take that. And give me a Witch Bolt for now. This will be fine. Nothing else to pick. We have Intelligence 16, so our spellcasting modifier is +3. And then the very first thing we want to do as Gale is cast the Mage Armor spell on ourselves. So this will set our armor class to 13 plus our dexterity modifier. So our armor class is now 15 instead of 13, which is lovely. He just has a quarterstaff on his person. We do not have any strength with which to wield it effectively, so a dagger or something would also be better here. Do we have a spare dagger? We find another one? We did. Gale.
You have my attention.
It's not on theme, but have yourself a dagger, sir. And with that,
Still alive,
we have
so
a
that's
party of
progress.
4. Can I perform a little song for the group? Unfortunately, none of the rest of us are musically inclined, otherwise they would join in. But for now, I will leave us with this song and say thank you ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the new series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, or you'd like anything explained to you, please put your queries down below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Cheers. The song finished.